Sweet home Alabama. I sang karaoke recently. Hey guys, Vincent with Naked and Famous Denim here, ready to do another fade review. We have the first fabric and jean we ever released, the Indigo Selvedge. This has been here from the start, so this is what it starts like, and this is what it hopefully ends like if you wear your jeans long enough. Let's put these bad boys to the side, let's unravel. Now look at that. Solemnly never do we get the Sashiko repairs here in-house, just because usually when you do it, it's a labor of love, right? So what do you do with that? You want to keep it, repair them, maybe even get some borrow if you do enough. But this particular customer decided to return them back to us. Shout out to them. Looking at the way these jeans are shaped, actually, these are worn low-key kind of tight, but I respect it. Here we go. We have right here in the thigh area. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot that. The lap, there we go. We have some whiskering, and we can tell because of like how vertical and how close they are in proximity. And when they're like super thin here and they get a little thicker here, that means one thing. These are worn tight. And I was just telling Garrett before the camera started rolling that usually when you get this kind of fading here, it's because the waistband started rolling over. I know, because I have it sometimes, but you can tell, you know, we got the patented Vincent fly placket stretching. You know, everyone knows I'm the #1 perpetrator of that. But here we go, we got some good fading right on the top of the fly placket. I'm always a fan of that. I find that always starts fading. That's one of the first things to fade in the lap with the jeans. And then if we do the unbuttons here, you know, it preserves, but we can still see even a little bit of fading here. Just that one little crease. We have some really cool, like a little bit of tearing. It seems that they have not been repaired. Could have fooled me though. Yeah, just a little bit going here from the hand in and out. We got a little phone situation here. Let's bust it out, bang. Mine's a little bit bigger. Anyways, yeah, so we have the phone imprint here, likely where they kept their phone, of course. We have a little bit more of the, like just the start of like a fray, a little bit of tearing. And in the pockets, we even got some fading, which is really, really cool. I love that, seeing stuff like that. So we got some coin pocket fades, look at that. It almost looks like a pattern, you know, like a stripe pattern. Then if we go down to the top of the thigh here, we have a little bit of a Sashiko repair here. Get my hand inside. There is a little piece of denim here, which actually I'm wondering where they came from, because the color matches really, really well to the fades around it. But they did the typical Sashiko pattern of the pluses, repairing it, which is really, really awesome. And then you can see here where they tied that last stitch off, or the beginning stitch. I'd have to flip it inside out to see. Sashiko meaning little stabs. So you do that with your needle, like, and yeah, we got a little bit of some fraying here, a little tearage, a little wear and tear. And if we slide down, which I find is really interesting, on the right leg here, we have the hole. I think this is like a style choice, because we have a hole here with some beautiful like whiskering, beginning of honeycombs, because there will be on the back, because these do reach all the way around. Got some of that awesome knee fading, pretty even fades throughout the thighs, a little bit of some creases here. But I see that this one was not repaired. Unlike if we go to the left here with also similar fades, we can see that they do have the Sashiko repair here. Let me get my hand all the way in there as well. And they have that very similar denim color in here. And you can see some of the, where like we can really see that like handmade craftsmanship, because there is that like bigger pluses and smaller pluses and skewed shape. But what's really interesting is that I actually do a little bit of Sashiko myself. If you don't leave enough tension, what happens when you wash it is the thread itself will tighten up, hence why we have this puckering now in between each, right? So like you want to like leave a little bit of tension for when you wash it. I learned that the hard way on my first pair of jeans when I made it super, super tight, and then the crotch just kind of went like phew. So that's why we have a little bit of that puckering, what looks like almost like an elastic waistband here, but it's just due to the Sashiko. And we can see, which is really, really cool, we got some railroads, and we have the fades here, And we got the railroads all running on the outseam, coming from the selvage edge on the inside of the pants here. But we've got some really cool leg twists. Let me put these side by side here, where you can see that the outseam is right here, and then this one's creeping a little bit to the inside. Something I'm really a big fan of. And we have some very minimal stacking fades. Let me pull this a little closer. We got the stack fades here. We also got this here. Let me show you what it looks like regularly without a lot of that leg twist here. This is what a normal pair looks like right at the start. Here we go. So you can see kind of this is turning here versus where this is both almost an inch, I guess, away. So like half of my thumb, you know? But yeah, we got some cool minimal stacking fades. Something that's really awesome about this pair, I don't know if you guys have realized, has tonal stitching. It has that gray. So sometimes the tonal stitching, when you first have the jeans when they're raw, you can't really see them. They're very stealthy, but as they fade, they begin to show a little bit more, unlike some of the golden glow stitching we have, which becomes a little bit more low key over time. You can see here the complete difference of like almost hidden versus when it's worn and the indigo has left the yarns. Then we got a little bit more fraying. This is what I'm talking about here. This is my jam. I love when it starts to fray from rubbing on the shoes. We can see that there was no cuffs. There's no lines here. There's no like darker indigo where a cuff might have been. And if there was one, it might have just been like this, something like really, really small. We have that selvage line in there. We have a classic red ticker. We got beautiful roping. This is my favorite thing to get on a fade here, is the beautiful roping right after the calf fades. Let's turn it around, see if we got any. Oh, look at that. We have more sashiko. We got two holes right here in the back of the seat that just hadn't been repaired. We got a little bit going on here on that seam allowance of the pocket. We got some fraying on the side here. We can even see that original color actually, like really, really quick, right next to the fades. We got some fading in the corner of each pocket and that seam allowance as well, because we got that fabric. It's causing a lot of friction there. Then if we go to the left pocket, because mind you, we have turned the jeans, there is a patch on the outside of the pocket for the sashiko repairs, which is very interesting because I've never seen anyone do it on the outside, but hey, I think it's pretty cool. Then we got a hole at the bottom here, so the repairs did come loose, it looks like, but cool all the same. Look, we even got the loose thread for it. Sick. Right here at the bottom of these pockets as well, we have some of that fraying beginning as well from the friction, and all around the pockets actually. Got a little bit of those threads going on. Now, what's really cool to me is right in this crotch region, we have the machine darning. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the darning machine. I assume most of you are. What you do essentially is you stitch back and forth with a color similar to the jeans with sometimes like a fusing interface right under, and it reinforces the holes here. So you can see there might have been a rip there, or the fabric had began to start to wear thin. That's when some people will do some darning. And then we even have some on the center part of the jean here, right on the inseam. You can see like the slight different color and where the rips were, and you see some where it wasn't done here. And then we can see where the fabric's getting a little bit thinner here, and that's when you would begin the darning. And it's also important when doing darning that you use cotton thread instead of poly cotton thread, because everything around it will start to degrade faster than the poly cotton thread as opposed to the cotton thread, so where it could all fade at the same time. Then we look at that. We got the quad fades. These are worn tight, and Big Dog had legs, you know what I'm saying? We slide down to these really beautiful honeycombs. If I had to tell you what honeycombs should look like, this would be it. We even have that cracking going on when the dirt does get stuck in the fabric and begins to tear it a little bit, acting like, you know, creating some abrasion here, which is really cool. We have on the inseam, we can see the knee fades stretching all the way back. I would say the knee whiskers stretching into honeycombs here and both here, and we can see the light, dark, light, dark. And then we get that, what has now almost become contrast stitching, from tonal to contrast. And look at this, guys. Look at this right here, right? Super stealth to showing a little bit more. And then if we go down, we got the calf fades, y'all. You know me, I love calf fades. A little bit more on the right leg here. Who knows, maybe it was jumping on the right leg a little bit more than the left. We got some here as well. And if we go down, we got a little bit of those stack fades. You can see like one here, and a little bit here. Now I'm suspecting there was a cuff because of these lines. I'm doing this as blind as you guys are, you know? We got a little bit of dirt on the inside, a little bit of abrasion, probably coming from the jeans rubbing against each other or other things. Depends what the lifestyle was. We don't have much information on these, unfortunately. And then we have the roping on the back again. And this is really, I think, a beautiful fade. Side-by-side view here. Look at that. It's hard to believe that it starts this way and then ends this way. For me, guys, this is like one of the pairs, I guess is the best way to put it. Emphasis on the. This is what we started with. That means, that's two meanings. What Naked and Famous started with and what the jeans look like before the fade. And this is how we ended. But Naked and Famous still has a lot more to go in terms of making jeans. Let me try to get them both here. We got one like this and one like this. Guys, that is the Indigo Selvedge, our first fabric, first pair, and that's a fade review. I'm Vincent with the Naked and Famous Denim team. Au revoir. The French is kind of cool.